Hello, I'm Paul from Bezla. When entering into a franchise agreement, hoteliers can feel swamped by the huge number of issues to consider before signing, from area of protection and new construction fees to capital expenditure mandates. So today, I'm going to look at the need-to-knows of negotiating a franchise contract. Firstly, take your time. Don't sign agreements on the spot. A salesperson who says the franchise agreement is non-negotiable and pressures you to sign on the spot should immediately cause alarm bells to ring. Don't be swayed by statements like, "No changes will be made anyway, so just sign it." While there are limitations to what your legal team will be able to obtain, a number of important provisions are negotiable, and doing so will typically more than cover any legal fees incurred. Negotiate extensions. When undertaking a new project, it is critical to negotiate extensions in writing. You don't want to end up in breach of the agreement. It's important to understand both the development process and the timing of the franchise agreement to avoid triggering any extension fees that will make you beholden to the franchisor. Assess the area of protection. Area of protection, as the name suggests, is a protected territory around a franchised hotel in which another hotel with the same or similar brand name will not be allowed to operate. However, that area of protection will usually be subject to a time limitation. Even if a franchisee has a 20-year contract, the area of protection could expire in as little as 3 years after the hotel's scheduled opening. It's typically not for the entire duration of the term of the agreement, but this is negotiable. Be aware that franchisors reserve the right to make system-wide decisions. Franchise agreements usually state that all decisions made by the franchisor will be made in the best interests of the franchisor and the system as a whole. So, if a franchisor decides to update the look of the brand, you don't really have a choice. You need to go along with it, and if you don't, you'll be in breach. However, you may be able to obtain certain waivers and a protracted period of time to construct any required changes, but don't wait until it happens to find out. Be realistic when requesting changes to the contract. Limit requested changes to issues that are negotiable. If you overwhelm the franchisor with too many requests, they will often reject them all. If a franchisee is reasonable in their negotiations, they may get movement on many of the requests. Getting changes on 50% or more will make a substantial difference and should be considered a realistic objective. Check the fees section of the franchise disclosure document. It's a legal requirement that all fees are disclosed and summarized in the FDD. Look out for miscellaneous fees as well as the standard royalty, marketing and reservation fees. All in all, the total franchise cost can be as much as 12%, so if you read nothing else in the FDD, you should read the fees section. Cybersecurity is an area that is becoming more and more concerning in today's world, so it's crucial that you understand cybersecurity risks. The franchisee must indemnify against the franchisor's computer system being hacked. The franchisee needs to have cyber risk insurance and to include the franchisor as an additional insured party under these policies to protect themselves. Finally, and this is perhaps the most important point of all, hire a knowledgeable lawyer with experience in hotel franchising. The cost of hiring an experienced lawyer to review a proposed franchise agreement and negotiate terms may seem daunting, but when you look at the big picture, it's worth every penny. If a franchisee is building a $10 million hotel and may be expending an average of around 12% in overall franchise fees each year, the legal expenses are negligible in comparison. Only an experienced hotel franchise lawyer will know the risks and what is possible in a negotiation. Their services will cost you only a tiny fraction of 1% to know what you're doing on arguably the most important agreement a hotelier can enter into, and further, you will have a better understanding of the risks. What I've addressed in this program is a small part of the multitude of provisions you need to consider before entering into a franchise agreement, so consult a lawyer to get the optimal benefits. If Bezla could help with your hotel marketing, visit our website at bezla.com or call us on 888 999 8086. Thank you for watching today.